Oh, my holy Gorkin work. That was a lot. Wog! Welcome back to the Red Ones Go Fast. Old Big Mac here, and we are back from the Tacoma Open Warhammer Grand Tournament. Haha! That's right. Old Big Mac made it to the Tacoma Open, did the experience pass like we've been talking about for months, and I'm bringing you all the goods. So grab your red squig, your favorite chair, sit on down, and let's talk about it. All right, first things first. I'm not done posting from the event itself yet. Saturday, the day I was there, I posted a 10-minute long video, which you can watch right now, called the Tacoma Open Experience in 10 minutes. And it was a super brief, here's this, look at everything. It's pretty cool. Obviously, you want more in-depth stuff, and I filmed more in-depth stuff. I have literally hours of footage that I am currently editing and putting together to make a somewhat cohesive, much more in-depth look at what it's really like to attend one of these things. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed so that you catch that video when it comes out later on this week. Now, that being said, it's a lot of editing. It's a lot of watching and making sure that I've got everything right in the right order, because a lot of the things I would film, and then later on I would film, but what I filmed later should actually go before it in production, things like that. So it's kind of a mess, but it is coming. I am working on it, so you'll get a more in-depth look than that 10-minute video. What this video is just kind of the after-action report, for lack of a better term. Basically, we went, what was it like, and how did it go, things of that nature. So first things first, this was my first grand tournament. I've done a lot of Warhammer stuff, especially way back in the day. I did the Our Boys tournament in 2008 and won that and things like that. But I haven't done any of the US Opens. I haven't done any of the grand tournaments. I haven't done any of the big independent ones like Adepticon, LVO, anything like that. So this was by and large the biggest thing I had ever gone to that was Warhammer centric. Funnily enough, today, which is Monday, the day after everything ended yesterday, we all got emails from the organizers asking for our opinions on everything, with a really nice survey, places to put our comments, all that kind of stuff. And one of the really interesting things about it is the email opened with, "This was the largest US Open in Warhammer history." That's really, really cool. Yeah, so anyways, went there, walked in, registered, or not, checked in, obviously. You buy your tickets online, and they give you this cool little card here that is got the imprint on it, and everybody's tarot card was different. I got the Despoiler. So that was cool. You could trade your card or try to collect them from people that didn't want to keep them and stuff. Then obviously your name tag. You also got a $10 off coupon for the store, and obviously I used that. We'll cover that in a second. And the whole thing came on this really rad US Open lanyard thing, so that you can have it like that the whole time. Now, I did do the experience pass, which was brand new for this year, and because I'm a hobbyist, especially much more than a competitive player, and went and checked everything out, and then started in on the hobby stuff, which I can't show you because I physically don't have it with me. Here's the rub, and this is the one, I don't even want to say negative thing, the one piece of feedback that I gave them in the survey, and the one piece of feedback that I will talk about here in the video, and that is that the experience pass is billed as a more casual, more laid back. You don't have to play games, but you can do all the hobby challenge and the paint and take and enter the painting competition, all that good stuff. It was not communicated to us pass holders that you had to enter things, like for the painting competition on Saturday, but you had to be present on Sunday in order to pick your models back up, the award ceremony, all that good stuff. It just was not communicated. Unfortunately, I was only able to make the single day. I was not able to go back on Sunday. However, I did talk with the event organizers and went, hey, I came with a bunch of friends. Here they all are. Is it okay for them to proxy for me? Can I give them my ticket to get my model back from the painting display case and all that stuff? And they said yes. And so I luckily did have an option that made it work this particular year. But yeah, if you were going by yourself and you only went on Saturday, you would not actually be able to enter the painting competition or do the build and take and actually kind of get an award for it. You could still take your model home. You just wouldn't be able to, have it be part of the whole showcase thingy at the end. So what ended up happening is I did the hobby challenge. It was a really, really cool setup. You'll see it in the big video. I actually did a lot of in-depth with it because that was the main thing I kind of did. But the basic premise was everybody that entered it got a giant base, like the size of an Imperial Knight or Gorkanaut, and a Knight. Most of them were Bretonians, but there were a couple other ones, old world Age of Sigmar type stuff. And then you had to make a diorama for your knightly vow. And you had to tell the story with your diorama, not just say it. So, and then they had this ginormous table full of sprues that you could just grab whatever the heck you wanted to build this diorama. And I ended up building something really, really cool, which again, if you want to see that, you should definitely watch the main video, which will be coming later this week. It is truly epic. But yeah, and I don't know how it did. Unfortunately, none of the guys ended up staying for the actual awards ceremony. So even though my stuff was entered, they did retrieve the models and start heading home before the awards ceremony happened. And as of 24 hours after the awards ceremony, we still don't have an email telling us who won. There's still nothing on Warhammer Community. So yeah, literally no idea if I won anything with that or with the painting competition, which I entered with my Death Dread. So yeah, I can't show those to you. If anything happens in the future, obviously I will do an update video just on that. But that was the main part of the experience pass. Obviously, I went and watched a bunch of games. The narrative section looked absolutely amazing. That is totally my goal for next year. The narrative looks absolutely unhinged. I love that they decorated the whole area. Again, I showed this in depth on the main video. You can watch it in the little 10-minute one too. But everything was in depth. The workers were all in cosplay and they kicked everybody out that wasn't a part of the narrative during the narrative play. So none of us got to know what was going on, what's being pushed forward on the 40K narrative. And that is really, really, really cool. So yeah, other than that, there were all the games going on. Of course, Kill Team Tournament, Age of Sigmar Tournament, the Age of Sigmar Spearhead Tournament, the 40K Tournament. They had Adeptus... No, not Adeptus. What the heck is it? The new Horus Heresy, but the little one. Legions Imperialis. There we go. They had that. They had Horus Heresy going on, the 30K tournament. And then I believe Underworlds. Yeah, so just a lot of tournaments going on at the same time. You can go watch those games. They had tables available for pickup games if you wanted to play the pickup games. I was pretty much the only person there on an experience pass that brought an army with me, and people that were playing in the tournament, like were playing in the tournament, didn't really want pickup games. So there wasn't a whole lot of open gaming going on. There was the video game section, which was cool, and the board game section, which was okay. And yeah, that was kind of everything going on. And it's kind of overwhelming. Again, go watch that 10-minute video if you haven't watched it yet, and then wait for the big video to really see what it's like. But the only other thing to really talk about for us is, of course, the swag. Now, here is the other thing I want to say. The players that bought tickets for the tournament itself got an actual swag bag for the tournament. So like the 40K players got the deck of Pariah Nexus mission cards, the Sigmar players got, whatever their version is, all that kind of stuff. And then you could upgrade for extra money to a premium pass and get this ginormous box full of all sorts of exclusive extras. They had plenty of the boxes there. They were unable to be purchased. So like my ticket just didn't give access to it. It wasn't even an option. And that kind of stung a little bit, because that's totally the kind of thing I would have spent extra money on, is, hey, give me all the minis, give me all the swag. Like, even though I'm not a competitive player, like, I'm in it for the minis, like, shut up and take my money, right? So wasn't quite able to do that. But that being said, you do still get stuff. So let's go over what that is. All right. Everybody got to pick one of the exclusive event miniatures. Right here were your options. So there is the Steel Rook, from Cities of Sigmar. This really cool looking dude with his Corvid there, which is cool. And the Hunter Strikes from the Tau, who is a recruit guy right there. So you got to pick one when you checked in, but in the store they had a whole pile of each of them, and everybody was allowed to purchase up to 2 exclusive minis. They had another exclusive mini too, but it wasn't for this event. I forget what it was. It was kind of uninspiring. I don't know what it was. It wasn't the one for Warhammer Plus, because I have those. In fact, that's right here. Yeah, I'm not sure what the other one was, but I decided to stick with the one that I got as part, and then bought the other one because I did think they were both cool, but I didn't get whatever the third mini was. But those were your options. And then of course they had the full stock of absolutely everything to buy. Lots of 40K, a whole lot of Old World and Heresy and the Legion stuff. Way more of that than I've seen anywhere else, and that was cool. So if you were there for one of those tournaments and you wanted to pick something up or add to your army, they definitely had cool things. One of the really cool things they had was a bunch of the Battle Force boxes and stuff, like the ones from the holidays. They still had a bunch of them, so if you missed out on one and you wanted to get one, they had that available. In fact, the that one right there that we built here on the channel with all the Beast Snagga boys, they had a couple of those available. So if you didn't pick one of those up and you were really wanting one, they had it there. They were full price, and that stinks, because obviously you can get online and buy GW for 15% off kind of anywhere. So I think a show special would have been a lot nicer. But I digress. You can't go to something like that and not buy something, even if it is full price. And what did Old Big Mech get? Of course, Old Big Mech got himself a Big Mech. And I'm super excited to do this one on the channel, because there's actually 2 Big Mechs in here. So if you don't want to miss that, definitely sign up and subscribe. Okay, moving on. What else is in our grab bag of goodies here? There is one other thing. They did have event exclusives that you could only get there, and that was these. These are the objective markers. These are official, so it's got your 32mm in the middle, and then the 3-inch range around it, and they had it for all the different factions. This particular one is the Orcs. Thought the artwork was really cool on it, but they had these for absolutely everything, down to like individual Space Marine chapters, and yeah, really cool artwork on all of them. A little pricey for what they are, obviously. If it's a felt mat, and you can get felt mats and really cool objective designs, but if you want to own the official exclusive ones, it's pretty cool. And so picking up a set was definitely neat. So yeah, that was cool. That was my other purchase. The other things they had there that were well, they had a bunch of the artwork, so if you wanted to buy any of the art prints, you could do that. They had the great big decal sheets, which is pretty cool. They had a huge Forge World section. Yeah, it's all stuff that you'll see in the in-depth thing. Now, trying not to go too far into that, because this video is supposed to be about like, what was it like? It was a lot of fun. It was very overwhelming. And the best part for me, other than the narrative stuff, was the armies on parade. At the end of Saturday, after the 3rd round, all of the armies that got picked for armies on parade had to go move and actually get set up in a parade at the end to be judged. And that was so cool to see all the really extremely well done armies and be able to chat with people, including viewers of this very channel, which you will see on that video. So that was super duper rad. After that, it's time to head home. So I had spent 13.5 hours at the actual Grand Tournament itself, and then it was a over 2-hour drive there and over 2-hour drive back. So I had an 18-hour day to do 1 day of a 3-day tournament. So definitely something to think about. If you are going to do one of these and you don't live like literally right there, you definitely want to get there the night before and do the night before registration thing. You definitely want to have a hotel or Airbnb or whatever, a really good place to sleep. And you definitely want to keep up on your energy and your food and your water and all that kind of stuff, because it's a lot. So yeah, needless to say, I spent the whole next day recovering. Old Big Mech isn't in the greatest of condition. We can thank the U.S. Coast Guard for that. That's a whole other story. But yeah, I had to take a day to recover, do some napping on the couch and stuff, but checked in with the guys, was watching the live stream on Twitch, which was really cool, and all that stuff. Again, my only kind of other little minor complaint is that I really wish that they had streamed the awards ceremony. It would have been really cool to see everybody that won the tournaments and the painting competitions and, you know, the narrative and all that kind of stuff. See the people, you know, lift the Warhammers. That would have been really, really cool. But, you know, not too bad. So yeah, that's my after-action report of what it was like to actually go. And again, I really can't get across how overwhelming it was. I mean, that 10-minute video gives you the barest little taste. The full video, I had to almost lost my voice yelling at the camera to get my voice over the din of everybody as I ran around filming everything. So apologies in advance if the audio isn't the greatest, but I did the best that I could. So yeah, again, I'm going to go get to work on that video. I think I've done enough talking for this one. And stay tuned. Until next time. Wagon!